school. Well, as you say, the Met named the victim as 14-year-old Daniel Anjurin. He was killed yesterday morning as he left his home to go to school. He was a pupil at Bancroft School in Woodford Green, which today described him as a much-loved member of the community. They said that he was a true scholar and a gentle and positive boy. In a tragic coincidence, we also discovered that this was the same school attended by one of the Nottingham attack victims, 19-year-old Grace O'Malley Kumar, and the school said that it was scarcely believable that they were facing fresh sorrow less than a year on.
Hello, my beautiful African people. Welcome back to Hail and Ride Africa YouTube channel. Today we are asking the question whether this Hainault sword attack that took the life of a black teenager, a 14-year-old Daniel Anjurin, that cut his life short, whether there is an element of racism on this kind of evil. Because when you look at the 34 years old Daniel Marcus Adoni Monso that took the life of this young guy with a sword, you ask yourself, you start to ask questions, whether this guy was targeted because of his race or not. And sometimes we see that the mainstream media will not ask this question, and they want to go back to their old talking point about this attacker. They said they tried to take away every form of Britishness in him. They said he's a Portuguese, Brazilian person. This is what they do. This is their playbook. Anytime someone, even if the person is born here, is a British citizen, but maybe the parents came from Africa, anytime they do anything that is bad, that's when they remember that the person's parents came from Africa. But if they're doing something good, especially in sports or in any other place, they don't talk about where their parents came from. But, this is the questions we need some answers. Because I don't understand why someone that we come out in the public and start to, look for somebody to harm, and especially black people. I remember that this took place in North London, especially in the Red Bridge borough of North London, if you're familiar with that area. And, North London is mixed, the area is mixed, there's a lot of black people there, and there's a lot of Asians there as well. But this guy is not either Asian or black. They said he's Brazilian Portuguese. That's what we see from the mainstream media. But the question we're asking is that because there's 2 more people that are currently in a hospital because of this attack, if those 2 more people are people that have the same color with us, we might conclude that this is not just an ordinary sort of attack. This is a kind of fueled by racism, because you don't take this kind of thing away. But the media, they are putting out some of their talking point they used to put out there. No one is asking this question whether this is this terrible stuff that happened to this guy was prompted by hatred for other ethnic groups, which when you look at it might be, but we don't have all the information yet. But this is the questions we need to ask, and we're supposed to ask this question, because if we leave this question to be asked by the mainstream media in the UK, like BBC or their newspapers, they're not going to ask this question. They want you to move on as fast as they can. But we don't move on, because this have to do with life and death. And for this guy to come out in the open with this kind of weapon and start to, go for a little child, a boy of 14 years. This coward will not even try it with a grown man, like if you face any black person, that, in the same age level with him, even with that sword, I don't think it will do the person too much. But it's unfortunate because this guy was going, this Daniel Anjorim was going to school, and this unfortunate thing happened to him. A pure stranger, somebody that he has not done any harm to, unalived him. This is unfortunate, and our hearts goes out to the parents of this boy, this young boy, promising kid, that he was at the wrong place at the wrong time to meet this coward that took away his life. And the problem with the UK and America is different because in America, if this stuff happens, you see that the people ask some questions to, other questions, not like people ask questions, but they don't. I haven't had any of them that ask this important question whether this guy was motivated by racism. Because people can be motivated by racism. It's clear as day. No one can deny that. But it's unfortunate because even the police that went to arrest the guy, I don't think the guy was injured at all with this type of weapon I had. You can say it's a white privilege because imagine if this person is the opposite, like it's a black guy that is attacker and the victim is the other color. This is not gonna be the person might not be in court today. They might not take him to court. That might take him to burial, to his grave. You know what I mean? But the guy is still alive today. Though I don't blame the police in London because they don't carry weapons like in America. So you can just blame them for it's only special some of the special squad that have this weapon. The rest doesn't have. They are like ordinary civilians. They can't do much. But it's an unfortunate situation, and we need to ask this question because if there is an element of racism in that, we need to do an investigation and find out so that we that are black in London, we be safe, And, no one was expecting that this coward is going to attack children, a child. It's unfortunate, but hopefully you will get the justice and the punishment this coward deserves. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like our video, comment and subscribe and help us to grow. Peace.